Okay, so in January, February, March, does anybody remember what we were talking about? Oh,
you said January, February, and March.
January, February, March.
So last year?
Thank you. Brothers on the front row. That's why you sit on the front row. The front row always have answers.
On the brown nose.
Oh, shoot, man. That's
You know what I'm saying?
That daggone men's group. That daggone men's group.
Doesn't feel good not to know. Don't feel good not to know. It's hard.
Men's group on the front row.
yes, sir. Y'all didn't notice that. What about you, Omani? All right.
We're just glad to have counterparts at this point.
We were talking about, as Brother Fayore says, Odu, Oduduwa, Ori, and all that heaven stuff.
Right.
Okay? And we said we were going to go to heaven, we were going to work in heaven, and then we were going to make our way to earth. Because everything that goes on in earth has already occurred in heaven.
Exactly.
So this is why when you get here as a baby and you get an Odu, this is how they know what's going to happen and how you're going to live in your life, right? Because it's already occurred in heaven. And that's where you come from. You come from, and when you transition, you're going back to heaven. Unless you are a Christian. You might go somewhere else. I'm just saying, no offense, we have to put that out there because some people think everybody going to heaven. If you think you have a chance of not going, then you have a chance of not going. How you thinking, how you believe it, so it is. Okay. Everybody got that?
Yes, sir.
We shall offend no one today. Okay, so the Ori, Odu, Oduduwa, we talked about all that. We talked about the divine conscience. We talked about the divine self, the Ori. The Ori has now heard the story. The Ori called whatever your name is. That Ori. We'll call it Ori Stephen Mackey, Baba Femi, Erwin Thomas. We'll call it Samuel Allen. Come to Earth is something else. But we know that Ori, your name, your Ori is attached to your name. So this is why our wonderful Babalawo in Cairo can take your name and read your blueprint. This is why somebody can take your name at the time you were born and know your astrological blueprint. So that's the blueprint, that's the base, that's your foundation. But it is the Ori that now wants to have this experience. So this Ori now has to choose some people, some energies for it to work with. We call them angels. The Jews call them the Elohim. The Kemetans call them the Netters. So the Yoruba call them the Orishas. So now we must choose an assistant to come with our Ori. My assistant was Obatala. Your assistant was Shango. Yours Yemoja. Yours Oshun. Yours Oya. Yours Ogun. Yours Oshun. And then there are other reasons we'll talk about as well. Now that you are coming down the fifth road, ether, E-T-H-E-R-O. Put an H on the front, heteru. Take the H back out, we'll go back to ether, we'll throw an A in there, earth. However you want to play on the words, you're coming in out of the darkness, Odu, heaven. And as you're going down that fifth road of Oshun, because Yemoja has given her permission now, and she's coming down and you're coming down. You've already met with that liquid light, Obatala. And now you're forming in the womb for 9 months, preferably. And after that 9, which is completion, Oya says Ashe.
Ashe.
And you are here. You come through Igbodu, the womb of the forest. That which once in darkness is now light. So, the story has been written. The contract has been signed. The process of expiring Your experience now begins. That which was once in heaven is now going to take place on earth. God forbid if it's only 2 days that you're here, as opposed to 22 years that you're here, as opposed to 92 years that you're here. It is all done with perfection. Because perfection is the ability to complete a task. It does not mean something without error. So yes, Charles Manson had a purpose. Barack Obama has a purpose. The homeless man at the corner that's dancing some other language, that's not smelling very well, has a purpose. Everybody in this room has a purpose. And so now the experience begins, and the characters on your stage are sitting next to you right now in the moment. The people in your home, the people that were in your home, the people that will be in your new home, the people that will be at your old job, your new job, from the first grade, kindergarten, pre-K, all the way to the time you graduate college. The characters, all this is on your stage. Wherever you are, in that country, in that state, in that city, in that neighborhood, in that house at this time, you are now starting to understand that on every morning that you wake up, you will be the summation of everything that came before that. And there are no excuses. We cannot procrastinate. Because if we make excuses, if we procrastinate, we invite in the concept of bad character. So, as we come into the world, out of the darkness, first light, Esentaye, literally meaning feet touch the earth. The Odu that must be printed is Ejiope. So if Esentaye means feet touch the earth, and Ejiope has to be part of the Esentaye, your naming ceremony as a baby, why do you think it has to be Ejiope? First light. Say it loud.
First light.
So when the baby come out of the womb, does it say hey, or is it fighting to see? It has to adjust to the, because it's coming out of, okay. Bobby, that sounds so simple. Are we going to really get to the point that you're trying to talk to? Yes, we are. But sometimes you have to go there to get somewhere else. So all this is going to make sense.
So keep going. I love this.
Now, we come in, we got that contract with this baby. We have this Esentaye on some levels for some of us. For some of us, we don't get that till later on in life. That's okay. We're Africans in America. We're different. With that contract comes what was, now that you're here, what is, what you come here to do, what shall become. In that blood, that contract, in that blueprint, as you come in, here comes grandma, great-grandma, great-grandfather, Uncle Chuck, Aunt Pearlie, Maddie Mae, Bessie, Big Mama, all of them coming through there in the blood. And they will share this contract with you. So this is why Ori is important. That's who you be. Part of the experiences you come to have, the ancestors will accent some of those experiences. So that's why when you're born, if there's a grandmother, a new grandmother present, she say, wow, he or she looks just like Uncle Chuck. He or she looks just like so-and-so. And when the baby comes up and you start to grow, they say, wow, walk just like his daddy, look just like his mama, eat just like his cousin, talk just like his great-grandfather. I can't believe this boy like doing this here like his great-grandmother. That's not a coincidence. It's in the blood. And so, as we're going through what we're going through in the cycle of life, and we can look at our numerical expressions and our astrological expressions, and if some of us are fortunate enough to know this stuff at birth, like our children are now have the ability of the knowledge to know this thing at birth, it's very, very key to know what assistants that are here to help you, mainly because these assistants also flow with your personality and your character traits. So what I want to do now is to go through the OIDSI. And before I go to each one fundamentally, as I go to each one fundamentally, if time permits, I'm going to come back and give certain combinations and how it ebbs and flows and which ones are kind of work a little bit more in synchronicity with the other. Not that there's a bad or a good, some just work more in synchronicity with others. And this will end our class for 2012, and then on January 2013, because January 2012 we supposed to be talking about Ethiopian, and we had to go back to understand how to even get to that. Now that you are here, you're from heaven, and now you understand OIDSI, the assistants that will assist the Ori on this journey, we can now start going into Odus to see how that Odu will now fit or work with your OIDSI and your Ori. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we lost the wheel?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we talked to the Ori, we talked to the Gungun. If there's anything, and you can pass this right along to people who don't even practice Ifa. If there's anything that you have, if you don't have an implement, you have your Ori, your divine self. And if you walking, breathing, sleeping, living, we know one thing for sure. You had a mouth. You had a mouth. Even if it was surrogate. You had a mouth. So even if you don't know their name, you still know, I may not know you by name, but I rest in you, in that womb. So, we got Ori, and we got ancestors. Ancestral altars, free. That's your bread and butter, that's your foundation. That ties you back to everything, that's your tree. Okay. So now, we need to make one thing clear about an OIDSI that people kind of still go back and forth about. Is Orunmila an OIDSI or not? When people say that, I can only think about they're trying to find out, when did this man live? Orunmila means heaven knows destiny. So when you're Ori and whatever divine forces, Olodumare, God, Orunmila was right there when the contract was written. Scribing, Jehuti. Writing down the contract, the Odu, that contract and all the karma from the past lives and all the ancestral energy goes into this contract. And that contract has a name. And the name of that contract is one of 256 Odus. So Orunmila, when you read and say Orunmila went to the city of the women looking for a wife. If Orunmila is destiny, what does that tell you? Come on, work with it. What does that tell you? If that Odu comes down for you and it says It speaks of a relationship and tells a story about a Rumala going into a city of women looking for a wife. What does that tell you? Yes, sir? Say that again.
You need to marry your destiny.
Now, I know the men on the front row, and they probably know some answers that a few others.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Amina got us covered.
Right. Going it down.
She just waiting. She just waiting to slide in. That's all.
She's gonna be there. She's gonna be there with us right.
She waiting for the slide right in.
I ain't saying nothing.
Everyone in EFI, and yes, Flash News, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, everybody has the potential to marry a Rumala. To become a wife of a Rumala means one marries their destiny.
Even men.
Even men. And the reason why you become a wife rather than a husband, because destiny is a masculine principle that says to go forward, just like the phallic symbol. For it to be potent, it must be erect and go forward. Alright?
Yes, sir.
So even the men, in the esoterical part of understanding its metaphor and the purpose, I am a wife of a Rumala. I married my destiny. And my destiny has a name, and that name is Etiopia. And that name is Stephen Mackey, Omo Vivian. Chief Femi. And so, now that destiny is in our life, or that baby is born, or that child is born, and we see destiny, and we see the Odu, this hand of Ifa, Ishefa, the green of plant and nature, and the brown of dirt and nature, this is why it's called the wisdom of nature. And the left hand is a hand of mystery, and that which was once a mystery is no longer. This simply says, I know and understand the mystery, and the mystery is the knowledge of my destiny. So as you put a ring on your left finger, you put this ring on your left wrist, and that's all you say, I am married to my destiny. I know of my purpose. I know of my journey. It is my quest to reach it.
Say that.
When will it end? I don't know. I don't care. But I've chosen to be here for however long I need to do what I'm here to do.
Exactly. Your purpose.
And at this time, I can't do you, boo. That's something you need to keep with you from time to time in fulfilling your destiny. Because if your destiny is intertwined with someone, you should get it. If that part of that destiny means I need to unravel with you for a minute, which could be 10 years, then I need to do that as well. No harm, no foul, no hate. Always in love. Always in good character. Ashe? Ashe. Okay. Arumala, heaven knows destiny. One is here, one knows their destiny. We hold a baby. We say this baby is Obatala. Who is Obatala? Why must we start with Obatala? Because everything in darkness, everything is done in darkness first. Now it wants to experience itself. It now has to go to its opposite. The only way you can have an experience is to live within polarity and laws of opposites. So if it's in darkness, in the mythology, Obatala does all his work in darkness. Because he's the principle of light. He has to work in darkness. For things to make manifest or come into fruition, it has to be the king of white light. Now we've heard King of the white cloth, Lord of the white light, the one who sleeps in white, wakes up in white. All his followers wear white, he lives in a white house. What does that mean? Father of the sacred grove. The sacred grove is looked upon as two places. Often some people say only one, but it's one of two places. The sacred grove, the brain, the creator, the head. Also, that sacred grove of a woman, that's why Obatala is a he-she principle. For you to create man and woman, you can't create nothing you ain't got in you to create. The creative tools are in you to create anything you came here to be created with that's part of your destiny. So Obatala has to be androgynous to create human beings. Human beings are both men and women. So it has to have man and woman in it. So if Obatala on his good side is patience, tolerance, kindness, wisdom, compassion, acceptance. But on the dark side, egotism, self-righteousness, condescending, the know-it-all. The one that starts all wars, mainly because intelligence have left the room. All wars are started by Obatala. Not Ogun, not Shango. They were there, but the principle to start a war is Obatala. Because anytime you have to resort to physical violence to kill another human being, the concept of intelligence is no longer there. Unless it's self-defense. And at that point you call on Ogun, which is why Ogun is always close to Obatala. One is the head and one is the heart, and their decision has to be in perfect alignment. As we tell y'all, don't just be with your head. Grandmama say that's an educated fool. Don't just be with your heart. You trusted everybody but yourself. And that's why we know Ogun, they have issues with trust. Because trust, the prefix, is derivative of the word truth. And they seek it. And that's the challenge, because Obatala has to bring things into the light for things to be seen and dealt with fairly. Ashe?
Ashe.
The king of the white cloth, the Lord of the white light, is the light. When it comes into existence out of the darkness, it hits the prism that's invisible to us. But if you actually get a prism and hit it with light, white light, it bursts into colors. That's why he's called Father of the Orisha. Because when white light hits a prism, it poof. Red and green and blue and yellow and pink and orange.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Oh my. Everything big.
So, the one that makes human beings must have patience. He must have wisdom. Yes, he makes the good ones. Then he makes the ones we judge as not so good. But they're all Obatala's children. So when people say, Baba Femi, you got a godson and a goddaughter, why they up in Elay? Why they up in OIDSI? I say, why is your brother that crackhead that you can't stand, your mother still love him? Because that is her child. And a parent, a good parent, knows when to discipline a child. I done told you to stop running. Lil Correga, stop running. Lil Correga, I'm not going to ask you again. Lil Correga, come here. There's no reason for Lil Correga to say, Daddy, why did you spank me?
No fool.
So when the wisdom of Obatala that everybody in this room have, not just Baba Femi, the patience and the tolerance and the acceptance and the kindness and the compassion is now going into a place where Ogun can come in. But Obatala, by its design and its manifold mercy, must say, we need to discuss what's going on here, because if it keeps going in the direction that it's going, then that will be a war. And I'm not talking physical, the internal self. That plays out with every human being all through life. It's not just regulated to Obatala people. That's their mark because that's what they need to do what they do. Everybody with me? So yes, we know Obatala is the sun. Number is 8, which is infinity. Light goes, it propagates. We don't know where it ends. That's why it has to be infinite. He's the creator. So therefore he needs the DNA. So that's why the number 8 looks like the DNA is.
Yep.
He has to have patience. It has to have tolerance. Because all things are not created equal, they're just created equally. When you're dealing with Obatala, you also look at fate and how fate is woven. Obatala is often considered the spider. Because light propagates, it doesn't refrain, it goes forward. That's why one of his totems is the serpent. Because that light goes forward. You have to also look at its Odu. The first Odu it comes through is Ejiagbe, which we call the supporter. So all Orishas will tie on some level to your ancestors. No Orisha is disconnected from your ancestors. No Orisha is disconnected from your Ori. The mysteries of Obatala are kept within the Obatala Egbe. Their mysteries and their ashe is how they heal people and manage things. So, you'll hear more about Orishas as we go through Odus throughout or going forward throughout the year 2013. Obatala is the DNA, the helix, the creator, the light. Now that white light has to be met with something in order to go forward, and that energy of going forward deals with desire. That color is red, and the next Orisha is Shango, the red and the white, which is the white and red blood cells produced in the bones, the egun, and the marrow. Those red and white blood cells are now the energy we call Shango. Shango is who we all are in our experience as a human. Part of our experience is redemption. The redemption to return again into this life, to be a part of the experience, the karmic influence. This is the energy that we need. The root chakra is where we begin. As we begin our trek up from a dead level, right perpendicular, to raise ourselves up, the act of the Kundalini, to get to the place we call the mountaintop, to become a Christ per se, or simply to know oneself in its totality. No one can live without the concept of Shango. Shango is a king. Shango can represent an aspect of the ego. Everybody has an ego. It's how you use the ego. I used to often ask Baba Pega, why me, Obatala? In the midst of my God brothers, 4 in number, that was Shango, and my God sister who was Shango. What did this mean? Over the years, I've come to realize Shangos, they have a tolerance people, they have a tolerance with people who express leadership. They have a tolerance with people who can hear them in their quest or their desire for the greatness that if no one else has, they will put in themselves. Meaning, on your darkest day, in your deepest hour, when the whole world is against you, call on Shango. It brings you up from the root. The fire is low. You need to ignite it. You need to lighten it. You need to beat your chest. Because in that moment, you are alone. And Shango people operate better in non-partnership when it comes to business and sales and marketing. They have to be the leader. They have to take the lead. So that's why Shango people like OIDSI people, because OIDSI people have the patience to let them express themselves. Because Shango people are often misunderstood because their first words are often the ones that will burn down.
Okay. They own out.
But when you're ready to go have that fight, when you go ready to tell that brother, that sister just what you feel, you know you want Shango in you. Because if it ain't nothing else, you go tell this brother. But a 4-letter word that begin with the 6th letter of the alphabet.
Fire.
That's Shango. As my wonderful God brother once told me, if I run out of words to say, I'm going to say this. You can't whoop me. He say, man, they may have been right. But you know what? They can't whoop me. That's not an ego out of control. Sometimes we have to reach back and get that confidence. So when you look at Oshe Meji, you'll see Shango will also come through there with Oshun. Will also come through there with Ifa, Eshu. Shango comes through Okaran. And he will come through Obada, the one-eyed king. And this is, Shango people will walk in the room and the first thing they're going to do is find the flaw in the room. And because of their own virility and their own stamina and their own power, it must be corrected because we are the king, we have arrived. How dare you not to have this in order? Even if I've never cleaned up my own house, it has nothing to do with where I'm standing. Of course it's true. So sales and marketing and management. When you go to Wall Street and you look at the day traders, Shango. When the man knocks on your door to try to sell you a vacuum cleaner, he don't even know how to work, Shango. That beautiful smile, that melodic tone in the voice, the gift of gab. Preach on one, pimp on the other.
Oh my God, can we move on?
That doesn't sound like a wonderful person, but that's who we all have inside of us. Call them Pretty Ricky, Pretty Tony, Shanae, whatever. One thing about Shango people, and it says in the OIDSI Warren, Ekun, the leopard, shall not run on the day of a fight, because a good fight is Ekun. The lion, the leopard, will not ever run on the day of a fight because a good fight belongs to the lion and the leopard. That's Shango, the cat. That's Osiris, the one that returns, the one that is resurrected, the redeemer. That's the one we need, our virility, the root chakra. It has to start somewhere. So the ancestors send this one, the red and the white. Desire that now meshes with the light to go forward. Shango is Heru. It's our hero. Michael Jordan is Shango.
Oh, yeah.
He has never said any other player has been better than him. Magic Johnson, I think so-and-so is a great player. Larry Bird, I think so-and-so is a good player. Charles Barkley, yeah, so-and-so is a good player. Even Kobe, so-and-so is a good player. Michael Jordan, there are some pretty good players in the NBA. But who does everybody love? The man retired 10 years ago. What are we wearing?
Jordan.
Now, when people say, why do I need it? It's not why you need it. It may be why it comes up or why it needs to come up in you. You already got it. You're born with every orisha. One just takes a chief position. You know how you feel some days on your job when you really want to tell that boss? How some of y'all on that job or in that situation, you really wish you had the strength and the courage of Baba Dare to tell folks what Baba Dare will tell the Pope or Pastor, Sheikh, or Cardinal, or E-Man Animal. You know what Baba Dare would tell them. Well, I will not say on the web because there are people watching. Y'all know what Baba Dare told y'all at my conference.
Yes.
And he said it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah.
And if you go back and ask me, is he afraid he's going to hell? Hopefully he'll respond to you outside. The virility, the inner strength of the leopard, the lion, the cat, that instinct of a king is what we call Shango. The double axe. That which goes forward comes back. That's the ancestors. The double axe is a very powerful tool. Shango is from Oyo State, Oyo Town, where he's resting. We visited the shrine a couple of times. His planet is Jupiter's number 6. No specific day, but on his day he comes with Oya. The next Orisha is Ogun. First among the ancients, the spirit of iron. Ogun is our heart. Ogun was the one that built the golden chain for Obatala to come down on. A chain looks like a figure 8, a series of 8. Your blood tastes like iron. So you say Orisha, again you're talking about the human body. The light, the liquid light that comes when it hits the prism or the bodu. It creates human form. What you call sex is actually the creation, the aspect of Obatala Oshun. And as it gets into its codified of DNA, that's where Ogun must come in, the blood, the flow of life, the gift of life. So Ogun is the machete. It clears the path. If the path isn't cleared and the blood can't flow, you have a what?
Heart attack.
You have a heart attack. That's why Ogun will be close to herbs, because it keeps the body in a state for the blood to flow. So when they say Ogun clears the path, your body's path, your capillaries, your veins must be clear, so that the crap and the crud and the garbage and the sewage and the BS that you put into it. This is why when people are sick and they have blockages of fibroids, or they may have blockages of tumors, we go to Ogun, because he has the knife to cut it away, to clear that blockage so things can flow properly. So the blood, the iron in the blood, which holds the codes that Obatala put, that was created in the bones by Shango, the red and white blood cells. You see how we are now? About the body? You're not going to get around the human body. And in the future, we'll take these orishas and apply them to every part of a car. Everything is one. Everything is connected. This is all played out in heaven. For you to come and say so-and-so invented a car, that's a collective consciousness that invented that car. He was the vehicle to make the vehicle. Ashe? Ogun's number varied, 3 and 7. The numerology is 4. Ogun will deal with the father, the military, the disciplinary, technology. He deals with the ages. That's why he was called first among the ancient ones. Agrarian society, that's Ogun. The industrial age, that's Ogun. The age of technology, that's Ogun. Someone asked me, well, how does Ogun deal with technology? How your cell phone working? What stone they need? Uh-oh, there we go. Comes out of the jungle. Congo. So Eshu may deal with communication, but Eshu can't deal with communication without that stone. That's why Eshu himself, when you get initiated, is a what? It's a stone. You never going to get disconnected. So don't think just because you're a Batala, that's all you got to deal with. No, sir. Ogun people are not Obatala.
Unless you have a Batala.
Unless you have Obatala.
Unless you need
Obatala. But they're not the ambassadors. They don't need the gift of gab of Shango. They just need an understanding. Well, what do you mean? But that's not what you said.
Right.
I need to know if you're going or you're not. Well, see what had happened. Go talk to Obatala. When you decide if you're coming or going, I will be here. Matter of fact, I'll be in the forest at my anvil doing what I do. Don't come any other way. Green and black, he's blood red in Benin. Green representing the forest, and the black represents sometimes his ability to want to work alone and not be seen. Ogun people, somebody once said Ogun people would rather be seen and not heard. I'm going to answer it this way. I don't know what Ogun, if they want to be seen, heard, not seen, that's their choice. Because Ogun people, if they're not given an order, a task, that's the one Orisha is going to go on what they feel. So whether they want to be seen and not heard or heard and not seen, I'm not Ogun. I would have to invoke my Ogun. Because when you don't know, the only thing you're left with is to trust how you feel. It's the heart. They say Ogun is the worker. If it's one thing on our body, we never want to stop working. Is Ogun. So when someone says your heart chakra is closed, and when they do the work, I suggest you go to Ogun. One of my god sisters in Silver Springs teaches Reiki. When she goes to these chakras, she brings in the Orisha. So yeah, Shango is that root, and Obatala is that throat. Ogun is that heart. You invoke that force of nature. That's what these are, forces of nature. Ogun people, often cops, military, they're very task-oriented people. Most Ogun people, if they have a problem getting a job, mainly because they simply hadn't decided what they wanted to do. Everybody else can struggle. It could be a recession. But a Ogun person can go out and find 3-4 jobs. It's in that karma. If they haven't found it, they just don't know what they want to do. Because work is not a foreign thing to them. The disciplinarian, they represent the authority. One of the things in the mythology, Shango and Ogun don't get along. Shango has a problem with authority because he's too busy trying to be the authority. Ogun is the authority. He's just saying, I just give me a license. Well, look here, brother, I need to let you know why I ain't got my license. I don't need to know why you ain't got the license. I just need to know if you got your license. Well, see, I need you to listen to now. Listen to it. That's Shango. So if you look at it and people say, wait a minute, it's not about Shango and Ogun not getting along. It's about an energy and a dialogue of how people are here in your contract to express yourself. So if Ogun partner in the car is Obatala, it'll probably get settled. Sir, I just need your driver's license. Either you got it or you don't. I'm going to give you a ticket. The Obatala would say, do you have insurance? Do you have anything we can see form of ID? At that point, something will be settled. If he don't have insurance, he go get a ticket, probably go get a ticket anyway. But you have to look at how things are negotiated. So even if you are Ogun and you know that there is an emotional stimulant in you, yeah, you can go to Obatala. If you are Obatala and you're just too quiet, you really want to say what you got to say, yeah, you can go to Shango. If it's something you really want to get done, you don't have the inner strength and courage to do, invoke Ogun, it'll get it done. Because the one thing about it, Ogun is just simply going to get it done. That's it. That's why we will say often, not always, but often, they make better mates. If your plan is to have a good husband, a good wife, some good children, a nice job, you got stability, consistency, productivity, that's an Ogun concept. It don't matter if you Obatala and your wife Oshun. It don't matter if you Shango and your wife is Yemoja. It don't matter. If you have a home, stability, consistency, and productivity, that's Ogun. The bills are paid, we got food in the fridge, we got some money in the bank. We whoop the kids. Everything is in order. And that's why that Ogun man will often have that remote, playing video games, watching sports. And say, well, baby, what do you want me to do? He'll bring that paycheck home. Well, she better at it than me. Very clear. Very clear on certain things. Sometimes, Shango, well, we got two bank accounts. She got hers, I got mine. But then Shango will try to manage that other money too. And so will Yemoja. Which way we're going next?
I said, Romeo.
So, we know Ogun is Mars, planet of war. Numbers are often 3 and 7, same as Eshu. It's just not multiplied. In the numerical expression, Ogun is 4. In the Odu expression, Ogun is 9. Very powerful Orisha. We're actually putting together something probably within the next few months or years you may see. It's going to be a whole movie documentary on Orisha where you'll get what I'm saying and more. Trust me. Can't do this in an hour. Moving to Yemoja, the mother. Yemojas are often considered sevens. They are the mothers. Ye, which is short for Ye or Iya, means mother. Ye Mo. Mo is short for Omo, which means children. Ye Moja. Ja is short for Eja, which means fish. Ye Moja, the mother of the children of the fishes. Which is why she's the mother of the children of the fishes. Which is a principle. They say from one blood came all men. Actually, it's from one blood came all people. And that blood was Yemoja. Now, everybody can argue this, but this is why I say this. Most Yemojais will only have one son. Some will have any. Now, there are exceptions. Some have two, some have three. But most Yemojais, if they don't have one son, they will not have any, because the world becomes their children. The career becomes their children. The family becomes their children. The community becomes their children. Yemojais, you'll find them in hospitals, social workers, counselors, humanitarians, church secretaries, school secretaries. If they work in a corporation or office, we don't know why they've been there 25 years and ain't got fired yet. They seem to run everybody, including the CEO, the bosses, the supervisors, the manager. It's just something about Miss Linda Williams. She's been there 25 years. Why y'all don't fire this woman? She's like she got some on everybody. Shirley Green been at the city for 32 years. Ain't nobody know why she ain't got fired. She come into work, she make coffee, she make cakes, she be talking about what she saw on TV. We all know her grandbabies, her great-grandbabies. When do she do her work? And we get rolled up. Why Shirley Green ain't fired? Shirley Green is Yemojai. She got hands. She got hands. She's got that breast. Come here, baby. That's it. Come here. Tell mama. They gonna fire me. Don't worry about that, baby. They tried to fire me too. I'll tell you what you do. Now, Mr. So-and-so, he a good man, but he got problems with his wife.
Wow.
And what you do is, when you sit down and say, how's the family? Get him to talking, baby. He'll tell you everything. The wife will tell you all they do. Yemojai know everything about everybody. Hands on the hip. If they stand there, most of them do this. I call my Yemojai godchildren oftentimes talk to me, Baba. Why your hand on your hip and finger? You see, that's a mother. That's the nurture. That's the ocean. And the ocean waves. And everybody wants to be rocked. Everybody wants to feel the coolness of water. Everybody wants to know that they are loved. And that's why Baba Dare says, black folks are a karmic seven. They all like Yemojai. They will nurture everybody except themselves. They'll take care of everybody except themselves. And if Yemojai is not careful, she depletes herself. She is the progenitor of breast cancer, fibroid tumors. She is the progenitor, the energy of endometriosis that it now flows to Oshun to create infertility, things like that. That's a very powerful energy. And going back, as far as health, Obatala will deal with headaches, the thyroid, anything dealing with the head, strokes, Alzheimer's, dementia. Obatala will also deal with back pain, lower back pain. Ogun deals with the heart. Ogun deals with the area of anxiety. They hold things in. Shango governs prostate cancer, liver and kidney, gallbladder, intestines. Yemojai is the moon. Colors of blue and white. It's crystallizing of blue and white. Yemojais are Yemojai people often put more emotions into things than they will its logic. But they also have the gift and the ability to allow their emotions to be their logic. When everything else fails in people trying to get to an understanding of things, Yemojai can close our eyes and rock like the ocean and bring up that answer. And as long as we understand its nurturing principle, all of us have the potential to have long lives. The principle of nurturing. How to nurture yourself. How to take care of yourself. So when I look around at Sister Yvonne, who has one son, and Shannon, who has one son, and Tanya, that has one son, and you go on and on and on, and you look at it, and you even see brothers that have strong Yemoja principles. They may just have one child, and you look at they're quick to do service, and they're very quick about how things should be managed domestically. So when we look into Orisha combinations, one of the best Orisha combinations is Yemoja Ogun, because of a very domestic, parental home. Yeah, they may have a big screen and a nice system, but they're going to have a patio, and everybody wants to be in their home. Something about their home. They have a lot of stuff, but it's not just scattered. Like if you went into a Shango home, sometimes their stuff's so scattered, because Shango can deal with scattering. But the Yemoja Ogun, things are, they're methodically put in place, and it has to be the comfort and the nurturing is there. So you see old things in the home, like whatnots and what knickknacks and stuff like that. Crystal candles. One of the most famous Yemoja persons I know of, and I know people have their own opinion, but I think Oprah Winfrey is, her vehicle for what she wants to do, while simultaneously most men in authority have a problem with Yemoja. So one of the things that Yemoja has to be mindful of is men who are looking for their mothers. And Yemoja will quickly take in a man who's looking for his mother. When you go to the movie Baby Boy, Taraji P. Henson played, what's the brother's name? Tyrese. That was his baby mama, but that was also an aspect of his mother. He was Shango. Ashe? Y'all know who was Ogun in the movie? Remember the light-skinned guy?
Oh, yeah.
The one that was gassing Yeah, you got to look at it, because Ogun people are very dogmatic about preaching and stuff like that.
That fell out of your kids.
Yeah.
That's Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother.
Omar Gooding.
Omar Gooding.
Yeah.
I look at stuff like that when I'm watching movies for the Dynamic Center. You see how the collective conscience play out, even if it's Hollywood. They don't have to know. That's just part of the collective conscience of characters and the roles and personalities of people.
Baba, I have a question. Can you talk about the aspect of Yemoja? Because there's a stereotype of the thick, full woman with her hand on her head, big mama, but there's also another aspect of Yemoja that people don't talk about, as far as being the siren, the sensuous, feminine side of Yemoja. Because we get a bad rap.
Well, see, what you're saying is, you're not really getting a bad rap. You get people that lack understanding. Because,
that's what I'm saying.
When Yemoja, what you just described, is Oshun coming through Yemoja. Just like you got Yemojahs that run businesses and run things, that's an Oya coming through there. Now that doesn't mean you're just regulated to that. This is why I'm trying to get people to understand. You all those Orishas. If people look at my numerical chart, they wouldn't see Obatala. They'd see Shango. By certain numbers. But that's why a lot of Shango people are around. But the thing of it is, I need Obatala first. Because you have a lot of Oshun. So you don't even act like the typical Yemoja. And that's why you ask that question. And that's why you got to receive Oshun. Right? So it's not about it gets a bad stereotype. People lack understanding. Like the dark side of Oya is depression, pharmaceuticals, smoking, weed, and suicide. The Oya people I know, they happy-go-lucky. They running business shops, making babies, having fun. But they haven't stepped into that dark side, because with that, complement, whatever it is, can keep them from coming to it, and how they deal with the other Orishas. So the majority of people I met that are children of Oya are in Seattle. A lot of Oya people there. But you look at the grid, it's always raining. That's one of her totems. She's also a hurricane, which starts with a tropical depression. You go on and on and on, and that's why I say, people say, well, who the best to reach it? There's no such thing.
Right, we have them all.
Well, Shango people get a bad rap. Well, wait a minute. Well, if people say they always trouble with the law, they always have some legal stuff because I just said, they have an affiliation with authority. They have a problem with people running stuff that they ain't running. So they're going to find the flaw. That makes them good leaders. So a president would need good Shango people around him to help strategize. That's what Shango did with strategy. So you have to look at things and know when, and I know this is real taboo, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm the breaking taboo king. You go get your head read right now, let me tell you something else. Because it's just like a planet. It's just like a number, that energy flows. What we hold dear is trying to get you for the first time, and that's a special, I like to have a special invocation. But there are times you can come back and say, Bob, give me a head read. Ron may be Ogun. Karega may be Yemoja. Because of the energy that's flowing at that time. And if they catch you at initiation, they will tell you, you need to receive so-and-so. They told Chris, who's Shango, he can't be initiated in Shango. He needs OIDSI. He come back and get Shango later. Why? He needs to cool down. You see? So we don't take nothing away. I hear people say, Ogun, murderer, rapist, heinous, don't even wear his aleke. He'll kill you. It's too powerful. Oya included. Now I gotta sit and look at Ogun Kimi and my sister, who are Oya Ogun Oya. And they can't wear their own elected. And I got some Shango people sporting their leg and they in jail. I'm just saying how we stereotype. And see, what I'm saying here, that's information. So if you are in jail and you are OIDSI, you may have done some Shango shit. I'm just saying. But we know what OIDSI people at their club fed. Murderers, anything that lead to, I'm going to end it, that's Ogun. Appliances, hubcaps, domestic violence, Shango. I'm just saying. Because they like shiny things. Okay, we'll take the hubcaps and replace it with rims, 24s.
I just spoke.
Yes, sir.
Robert, can you speak about the parallels between the Orisha and the 7 chakras?
Okay,
The necessity for them to be in balance, so that you can then become your greatest self. So that we don't get too caught up in this I'm this and I'm that.
Right. Yeah, correct. As I was saying earlier, OIDSI would deal with the throat chakra. We went through Shango, we deal with the root chakra. We went through Ogun, we deal with the heart chakra. Yemoja, what's the second chakra?
Sacral.
Sacral. We'll move into Oshun, which is with the solar chakra. And Oya, there's debate, but it's looked upon as the crown chakra. But even if you look at her colors and her aspect of 9, which is a completion. Now, there are other Orishas. You got more than 7 chakras. Eshu governs the nervous system.
Third eye is Ori.
Third eye is considered Ori or Rumala. I even heard a brother out in California said they look at They look at Eshu as their third eye. Everybody has their way of looking at it. But going into, we're going into the next Orisha. We deal with Oshun, which we said was the solar chakra. Oshun is probably one of the most popular of all the Orishas. A lot of it is tied to the vanity of Western culture. Everybody wants to be seen, and the way they want to be seen, everything is Hollywood. Oshun is not just Hollywood. When you get Oshun and Ogun together, it can often deal with Hollywood, but it also deals with things like culinary and healing. It deals with a lot of aspects of teaching and creativity of young children. Oshun can often be found in the hospital around pediatrics, even in the areas of dentistry. Elementary school teachers. They're some of the best elementary school teachers. Yemojais are normally teach around the middle school, or Yaz will try to do college as administrators or principals and professors. The Oshun energy governs and controls a lot of anxiety, the emotion in the area of the abdomen. She deals a lot with intestinal discomforts. If you know the old dudes that Orishas come through, you will see they sometimes have the same meaning. So when you look at ED, you will see aspects of Yemoja and Oshun that comes through that. And they will often deal with intestinal discomforts. So you start studying old dudes, Oshe D, Idi Oshe, Idi Otura, Idi Aisun. They all deal with things like buttocks and menstruals and high blood pressure and cholesterol and microscopic organisms, all dealing with the intestine. All comes from stress. We look at Oshun, we say music, arts, entertainment, dance, romance, eroticism, the yellow, the brass, the copper, the gold, the orange. It's all beautiful stuff. It deals with a delightfulness, honey, the Mediterranean, Florida beaches, white sand in Brazil. But there's a side of her. I don't have the statistics on this, but I do know that in some aspects of what I've dealt with in my 8 years of being a Babalawo, the diseases that have helped people transition, or were the cause of people transitioning, even from people telling me of their loved ones, all of it was tied to Oshun. The most of it, the majority of it was tied to Oshun. And that's because this thing we want from Oshun, oftentimes we don't understand it's not always good for us. Honey is very sweet. Too much honey will help me out, nurse. It's not good for the digestive system. It's good for it, but too much of it. You have to be careful of what you hold on to in this area. It's the area of emotion. If you hold on to things in this area, the stress factor becomes so great that it takes you out. And for some of us, there's no coming back. So when I look at elders, I get clients or godchildren that talk about the elder that transition. And when I get the old dude and I start going into, was it this, was it that? And it was like, wow, how, yeah. That's because I can see those old dudes that Oshun will operate in come down. And I say this because Oshun is my mother. Be careful how you treat Oshun. Yeah, on one end, it's a great Hollywood actress. On the other end, it can be Section 8 or hood. I'm just saying. It's the vanity. That's why she has a mirror. But that's not just how she sees herself by totem, it's how you need to see your own self. And don't get caught up in the vanity and how people think you should look. You operate on how people think you should look. And I always like to talk about that because everybody wants to be Oshun. And Oshun ain't never done anything but be itself, its own energy. And we all want that Hollywood, that I want to be seen, I want to be on stage. Look at me, look at my hair, my nails, look at my suit, look at my car, look at my, smell me. You know, it's that's okay, that's an expression, but you're putting that energy on one expression. And that's not what it is. It's a very grand energy with the development of self. It has a lot to do with self-love. That's why Ogun loves Oshun. Because Ogun is the heart. And the heart loves a good time. But you have to balance things. Heart wants to love. You don't feel love when the heart chakra open. You don't feel it in the heart, you feel it in the apple. Oh, he give me butterflies. She give me butterflies. Man, I don't know. I'm just all up in here, man. I can't stay. You show up with everything: honey, flowers, candy, Valentine's Day. That's a 14. That's a karmic day. It's a 5. That's Oshun. Diamonds and pearls, jewelry. Give me something. So we have to look at them. My mother's 92. She's Oshun. And she loves to go to Chico's and shop at 92. Wow. Still dances, y'all saw. She would not be denied her Oshunness. But she's had long life because the one thing she will not do, you cannot bring death and sickness into her conversation. She will hang up the phone. Don't tell them other folks, they got sugar and everything else too. So one of the things you want to look at with Oshun's planet is Venus. It's a very loving energy. It deals with the river. There's an aspect that when it deals with fertility, it also talks about a lot of things that will bring in giving birth to your own ideas and your own creativity. So those are some good things to look at with that. Her number is 5. And again, she governs this area up in here. The abdomen. Moving to Oya, queen of the marketplace, the administrator, the grandmother. Dr. Wande Abimbola, the world spokesman for OIDSI, says the most powerful Orisha is Oya. And what I found out, not really around OIDSI, but maybe not really, but some of the people I met traveling abroad, that is the most misunderstood Orisha. And it doesn't break my heart, but it just makes me shake my head when people say, well, I don't want to be Oya. A few years ago, there was a lady up in New York, I don't want to be Oya. She's anything, she's nothing but Oya. And I think if the sister ever understood it and stepped into the power of that, she could move mountains. Because that's what Oya do. They move mountains. That's completion. That is death and rebirth. What y'all call dying, she calls rebirth. What we call birth, she calls expiry. 9 is completion. It deals with death and changes. She is the beginning and the end. The spirit of what the Haitians evoked for the Maroon Revolution. The mountain woman. She is Michelle Obama, Asada Shakur, Anne Nzinga of Angola. She's the warrior queen. For those politicians, those women you see up there giving men hell, men want to shoot them down and hang them. That's all y'all. That's your grandmothers and great-grandmothers that pissed off you. That's the energy of the warrior. A planet, they say ain't a planet no more, it's Pluto. But Pluto is in Capricorn as we speak for 16 years, and I think we've done 12. Pluto in Capricorn is simply the time of Oya. When Pluto's in Capricorn, every 248 years, give or take, every institution on the planet is torn down, dies, and is reborn. She's doing her work. Religion, banking, real estate, marketing, globalization, import, export, any market, any institution from Wall Street to Joe's Crab Shack, if they're changing things during this period, that's Oya. She is Katrina. She's not a respecter of most people. If it's time to do away with it, because she represents the collective consciousness of change. You'll find her mostly in those northern corridors, east and west. She's the wind, the winds of change. Purple, lavender, earth tones. Children of Oya have to watch out for lungs, asthma, respiratory issues, depression, anxiety, moodiness. They see things. They're the ones who see dead people, gardeners of the cemetery, the eguns, keepers of the cemetery. Most of your psychics and visionists and Long Island medium carry George O'Connor, Meet the Medium, all those were children of Oya. I read her head, she was Oya Obachama, all in the head. And Georgia told us, I think it was she said she had a bout with pharmaceuticals early. On one of the soap operas now, as a young lady was shot up with some LSD, and now she's seeing things. It's like she's seeing images. So this is why we said earlier, all y'all people, one of their taboos, to stay away from pharmaceutical products. That's where that suicide and depression can bring in. So they have to be mindful with hallucinogenics, because they already see. Now you're going to take something to help you see what you see. Now you're seeing things don't nobody else see. In a way, ain't nobody else going to understand what you're seeing. That can bring your depression. All y'all's children are very intuitive. They just don't always trust what they see. They don't trust what they feel all the time. Once they develop that, sky's the limit. They're the marketplace songs. Everybody thinks Oshun is the girly girl. Oya too brings in that beauty shop. She brings in that retail shop, clothing store, shoe shop. She runs businesses, dealing with finance and money. The lady, the little black lady that's married to George Lucas.
Yeah. My girl, Kimberly.
With K-Mac.
I know you're talking about.
From Chicago. Melody Hobson.
Melody Hobson, yeah, that's it.
Anyway. But, you know, we have other reaches, Olokun, Ochosi, get into Egbe. One of the most misunderstood reaches is Babaluaye, Sampana. You have also Onile, which deals with the earth, has a lot with the fire, and of course Iyami, that most people are afraid of. The Iyami is just a very stern mothering principle. They are the mothers that will heal you, and they are the mothers that will kill you. Depends on how you mess with their children. Plain and simple. As any mother in this room would do. You may do many things, brother, but if you put a hand on that one, all I can say is don't go to sleep in this house. That's the Iyami. I'm just saying. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's why we try to stay in good favor with them. That's why you try to stay in good favor with your parents. Right? Okay. I wanted to go into a little bit more from an overall view with combinations. So real briefly, I just want to say it's not some of the best, but the ones that's an Ori, because you want the Orishas, like your chakras, in proper alignment. In proper alignment. If the orishas are in proper alignment, the ori is in proper alignment. Remember, the orishas are here to assist the ori. So if the orishas are out of alignment, guess what? That's why you'll call me sometime and say, Baba, I had this dream, or Baba, I have this feeling, or Baba, I was so-and-so, I think I need to go to OIDSI. I never said, well, let's divine order. I said, well, then go. Man, I just been feeling I need to go to the beach. Go. Man, I need to get out of the woods. I think I got an Ogun pop, but I think I need to go do something to it. Go. I don't know how you feel about Ogun. If you tell me, I'll make an interpreter, break it down, but go to Ogun. I feel like I need to go to the cemetery. I go, it's the quietest place in the city. Going to the cemetery at 2 in the afternoon or noon, it's the quietest place in the city. Dead don't talk. They speak in other ways. So one of the things that you want to look at is Obatala and Oshun in our lineage is not separated. If you get initiated as a priest or priestess of Obatala, or if you get initiated as a priest or priestess of Oshun, you can automatically receive other. If you Obatala, oh yeah, you're going to get Obatala Oshun. If you Oshun Shango, you're going to get Oshun Obatala. They don't separate that. It deals with an aspect of creativity. One deals with creating, and one deals with the fertility that has to come together. It's deeper than that on the 8 and the 5, with the theoretics behind it, but they don't separate that. If you go into Abiokuta, Ogun state, if you get initiated as Shango, you will always get Oya. If you get initiated as Oya, you will always get Shango. They don't separate that. So if you Shango or Shun, you will get Shango or Oya. And you heard me say before about Ogun Yemoja. Now the reason why that is, based upon my experience, is because certain energies run parallel just a little bit easier than others. That don't mean if you Obatala Oya or Obatala Yemoja, you ain't running right. Let's not go, don't go church on it. Certain things pair up just a little bit easier than others. And that same energy, even if you are Obatala Yemoja, you can invoke a Shango Oya energy for certain things in business. Both of them deal very highly with business. Shango Oya, very, very good with business. Obatala and Oshun are very, very good with creative things. And when you get into the energy of Ogun and Yemoja, it's a very, very parenting thing. You just hit the 3 aspects of life. Career, home, and how you go forward. So that's why you have to look at things in that framework. So when somebody says, okay, I'm about to allow a shoe, would it be good for me to marry a man that's Ogun Yemoja? I don't know. Go check the planets, the numbers. How do you feel? Then we can get into that. So I have done some, because I've married some people, I've actually done their Orisha counseling, and I told them, this is going to be some good stuff, this is going to be some not good stuff. But there's no reason to pop a divorce. It's just personality. There's a reason why you want to marry the brother and the sister. Now you done went and studied some stuff on Yoruba, E5, you say, I don't think I'm supposed to be with them. So then you went and read, you gonna go read Steve Harvey? I'm not trying to jump on Steve Harvey. I'm just saying, don't pop. Don't be so quick to pop. Just try to get an understanding of why this person has showed up in your life. Because even though you may be Obatala or Ya, it may do you good to be married to a Ogun Yemoja person to calm your behind down and bring you in. Not to talk about Shango folks, but sometimes they stay out there a little longer. Then they'll say, yeah, man, I think I'm ready to come on in, man. There ain't nothing out here. Really? You got your ARP now, nigga? That's because a leader is still looking how to lead and bring things in, and those old issues have a way of coming back up and staying longer than they should. Ogun people have a tendency, once they've squared the matter, they got it, they'll just, they'll stabilize it. So the thing about it again is that if you're trying to stay, we're going back to the Ori, if that Ori again is going to stay in its proper place, this is why you have to have a relationship with all the Orishas. Don't just focus on your own. Okay? Because the thing is that as much as I am Obatala, I probably go to Obatala less than any Orisha. I'm serious. The Orishas I find myself going to a lot, seriously. Eshu, Ogun, and the Iyami. Those are the three Orishas just know my name. Obatala, I'll be back there chilling. My son. I need doors open, I need blockages removed, and I need protection from the Divine Mother. They protect you like nothing else. Nothing else can compare. Guna just chop chop, and she would say, ha ha, I tricked them, they over there. Iyami, you won't have to ever worry about it again, baby. Mama took care. See, so, but you have to know your own Ori to understand things like that. You know what I'm saying? So the alignment is good to have. So when you say, I want to have good character, character resides in your Ori being in good alignment. It's not about I gotta say it because I want you to understand it. Good character is not about how you're saying what you really want to say, and you're not saying it in the format that you kind of saying it, so you don't say people's names. Facebook, texting, tweeting, email, you're codifying stuff. That's not the definition of good character. Character is simply saying, what's on the table I must deal with. Because if I don't, my Ori will get discombobulated. So for it to come back, you have to deal with something. You can't deal with something that throws you out of character through an email. There's a human dynamic that must exist as part of your growth. Spirit ain't got a damn thing to do with email on the computer. You put the spirit in it, with maybe some words and some advertisement, but the drama of the human condition is based on the conditioning of human beings and the interaction and dialogue with each other. Ain't nothing in nature, texting nothing in nature to get to know it. So, when it's time to master the growth, see, character is not by definition, again, one thing. It is a concept of many things. Character is based upon maturity, wisdom, integrity, the ability to confront an issue, patience, compassion, understanding, tolerance, forgiveness, enlightenment. That's character. It's not about the judgment of what someone did to you and you never dealt with the issue. By finding an ally or a social network to express how you feel. Who heard you? Someone read you, but they haven't heard you. And there's not enough symbols and icons to decal to express how you feel and how you think. That's a machine that Neo kicked its ass. It kicked its ass in the Matrix. So come back to self, dealing with self, and understand why you're having the experience. That's character. And when the character is up under, if the character and all its tenets are up under the proper umbrella, the Ori is in proper alignment. The Orishas are working as they should for you. Eshu will open the door and take away the confusion, the fear, the doubt, and the insecurity. Ogun will clear that path and take away your animosity and your resentment. So that you can not only heal yourself, you can go heal the person that's trying to hurt you. You can now go to a Batsalat to give you the patience and the wisdom and the tolerance and understanding, acceptance that the person that's trying to hurt you is only trying to hurt you because he saw what his dad did to his mother at 7 years old. So you must have that understanding. You call upon Shango to strategize because you are here for a purpose and you need a plan. And you need to trust that plan. You need to speak that plan. You need to do that planting. That's Shango. When you go to Oshun, you call upon that energy right here in that solar place of creativity. When you don't find the answer, you find a answer to do the thing that you come here to do. And when that comes into manifestation, you do that dance as you was in California, South Florida Beach, white sand, Brazil, Rio, Bahia, Mediterranean. That's Oshun. And when all that is complete and you go home, you want to be nurtured by the walls you decided on that city, on that street, in that house, the way it's decorated, the way it's moved. Why this paint wall is this color, that wall is that color, because it soothes you, it nurtures you. And your children greet you, hey mama, hey daddy, listen to my day. And your husband say, hey baby, and your wife say, hey honey. And you sit down and you put the reality show on mute till you hear your family. That's Yego's job. And at the end of the day, when everything is complete, and the sun is setting,
Preach.
and dusk is coming,
Preach.
and you look back, and you play Ice Cube, today was a good day. I didn't have to use my AK. I want to thank Mother OIDSI for bringing the completion of all the spirit of Ire and good character. And that's Orisha. It ain't about all the generalizing and the tearing down. That has nothing. That's not even nature. Within all that, it's all about how you come into existence, how you maintain the purpose, how you attain the purpose, maintain its existence, expanding with it, while these governing forces, these forces of nature, support you as an assistance to the divine self that signed a contract to come down. And the character that keeps you in line before you pop off on someone to say, this is part of the stage I chose to be on. Why am I now upset at one of the characters I allowed to come on? Maybe I should redirect the energy and give them a new script or play. I wrote it anyway. So, when we look at all of that, we can now understand the other little things come in. Ochosi will help me find the shortest distance to my destination. Ochosi, Oso, Osi, that which comes from the left side. The one that looks with one eye to aim and never misses his target. My own personal GPS tracker. The EIME will always bless me. If I keep my Orient alignment and I use the wisdom of OIDSI, I know how to nurture myself. I know Olokun, even though what's lying on the bottom of the ocean and James Cameron has tried to go down there and get it, he don't know the mysteries of Olokun. Because the mystery that lies at the bottom of the ocean is nothing more than the mystery that lies in the bottom of where your spirit rests. The only thing at the bottom of the ocean is fish and sand. But in the bottom of your ocean lies the mysteries to your own abundance. And Onile, Lord of the earth. When we take off our shoes on a warm day and we feel the grass and the sand, and we go to the beach, we feel the dirt. And we feel all the minerals, zinc and copper, magnesium, everything the doctors say you need in a multivitamin. We put it under our feet. And where we're standing at that point on that earth becomes the holiest of all holies. And that's why God told Moses, take off your shoes. For you are on holy ground. That ain't Mount Sinai. It's wherever you stand. When you touch the earth, you touch me because God is nature. Take off your shoes. And you go feel that thing. And you walk in it. And you say, ooh, it feels good. And all of a sudden, that job, that relationship, all them problems just start to do this here. You back in alignment. Because you smelled that water and you felt that dirt. That's why little kids say, Mama, can I go barefoot? Because I want to stay natural. I don't want to wear them shoes. Can I take my shirt off? No. Can I go outside? No. Can we go to the park? Baby, it's raining. It ain't that wet. They just trying to get to the natural order. You got them inside, and the work doesn't happen. That's all they want to be. Go outside and play, baby. Ain't nothing out there. So, we now look at our journey. We start to understand things like Egg Bay, Heart, Egg Bay House, Egg Bay, our playmates from heaven, our comrades in heaven, our crew in heaven, our posse in heaven. That was there when our contract was signed. We told them some things we'll do for them. We ain't done it. Keys missing. I hear this noise every night. Somebody sitting on my bed. Somebody ran around the room. What's that noise? We got mice. A squirrel jumped in my backyard, tore my patio. Y'all know that talk behind my patio? I came back one trip. What happened? They said it was a squirrel back there doing this. Man, I didn't go get no gun to shoot the squirrel. Squirrel represents preparation activity. Some of the work I need to do out in the backyard. I got the message. I'm going to shoot no squirrel. Egg Bay has a way of showing up when we talk about signs and symbols and colors and numbers and shapes and dreams and patterns and all kinds of experience are tied to Egg Bay. Knowing Orisha, governing forces, the forces of nature, they all have an explanation. They're all within us. And as we go forward and go on, we're going to be giving more information as they come through Odus and why they're coming through certain Odus. When we get into the Medjis, I'll even tell you some of the Orishas that come through the Medjis. So if you get an Odu, you'll be able to look at that and say, that has a lot to do with this Orisha. Now I know why Bob is telling me at my monthly reading I can go ahead and go to this Orisha. I go with that Orisha. Ashe?
Ashe.
I want to thank everybody for coming out on this Sunday before the rain comes. They say it's coming, supposed to be cold. It's 83, supposed to be 52 tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
They don't believe in divination, but they sure believe in that meteorology divination. I got no puella, they got a doctor, but I'm going to hell. Ashe? 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 So, hey Ron, you want to come turn this off? How many times I curse my Man, there's so much I can talk about. Man. I'm gonna put it in a video, man.